I am now officially an old geezer. This really took me by surprise because I never expected to live past 30. It never occurred to me that I might live to the age of 30 and beyond until I was 29. The 1960s were a very turbulent time. There was war, assassinations, demonstrations, riots, sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But there was also the Beatles, Gomer Pyle, and the Apollo moon landing. During the 60s, there was a popular phrase, never trust anybody over 30. I took that phrase to heart and assumed I wouldn't live past 30. It's absurd, I know. I've always attributed the phrase to the Beatles and assumed that they got it from Timothy Leary. Timothy Leary was a psychologist and author known for his advocacy of psychedelic drugs, namely LSD. Leary was arrested at least 36 times, and President Nixon called him the most dangerous man in America. However, neither Timothy Leary nor the Beatles coined the phrase, never trust anyone over 30. The actual phrase was, don't trust anyone over 30, and it was spoken by Jack Weinberg in 1964 during an interview for the San Francisco Chronicle about the free speech movement. Jack Weinberg was an environmental consultant and a founding member of the free speech movement in Berkeley, California in 1964. The free speech movement was a massive, long-lasting student protest which took place during the 1964-65 academic year on the campus of the University of California, Berkeley. The free speech movement was the first mass act of civil disobedience on an American college campus during the 1960s. So, with the backdrop of the Vietnam War, the draft, the assassinations of President Kennedy and Martin Luther King Jr. and Robert Kennedy, along with riots, protests, and don't trust anyone over 30, all added together during the 60s and 70s to convince me I wouldn't live past 30. But with the help of Gomer Pyle, the Beatles, the Monkees, and the Apollo moon landing, I survived and have lived more than twice that age. It just goes to show that you can't believe everything you hear.